obviously, just started this big UK tour. How's everything going so far on the tour?
It's going well. It's not a UK tour; it's a European tour where we have some more dates in the UK than we usually have. We are out for 5 weeks all over Europe.
Nice.
And it happened to be so that we could actually smack all these UK dates all together. So that was good. So it's a part of that. So we started out in, I think it was in Holland.
Nice.
Nijmegen, first day, and then we toured Europe a week, and then we're touring UK a week now, and then we're continuing in Europe again.
So. Oh, very nice.
But it's going well. You could totally see that we usually attract more people in London than we did this time. Because of that, we're now added all the other shows in the UK so that people are not traveling.
Yeah.
Usually they travel, but I had a great gig in Glasgow yesterday.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. So no, it's going real well. It's always hard to tour UK though, because the standards here are a bit lower than it is in the rest of Europe.
How do you mean?
I like this gig place is good, for example, but a lot of the smaller ones, they don't care about the facilities. There's moldy walls and no shower rooms. I don't understand why it is like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you mentioned
that's the way it is over here.
Yeah.
But when you come up and play at the academies, then the standards are way better.
Yeah. So you mentioned like last year you did quite a few UK dates, and now you're doing quite a few UK dates this year.
Last year I think we only did three dates.
Yeah. So is it nice coming out to getting around the UK a bit more and seeing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun to play new places, new cities. We never ever have the time or chance to go and see anything of the cities, unless we have a day off.
Yeah.
But
very far and few between, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. And like being a musician and being on tour, it does not really matter where you are. If you play the same venue every day, it will still be the same.
Yeah.
But you see new faces in the crowd, of course. but it's always nice to come to new places and attract more people, have new fans, and meet the fans, of course. That's awesome.
Always fun. So you had your new album, Massive Addictive, last year.
Yeah.
It came out quite soon after the second album, Nexus.
Yeah, we had some kind of thing going on there where we had like a year and a half in between the albums.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with the first album and the Nexus album. But we toured intensely on the Nexus as well. We actually did the last tour we actually ended the Nexus World Tour, which were going on for almost a little bit more than a year, or a year and a half. We did the last shows in September, and we released the Massive Addictive in October, I think, or if it was November.
Yeah.
So they overlapped more or less the tour. So we ended one world tour and then we started the next one
straight away.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny.
So with Massive Addictive, obviously you had the lineup change with
it looked the same, so
okay. It was fine. Was there a different dynamic change for him? Was it hard for him to come into the band?
No, not at all, because he was already in the band for more or less a year before that. Andy stepped down in, different stages. He told us pretty early on that he were gonna step down.
Yeah.
So we did some tours with him, some tours without him, some gigs with him, some gigs without him, and more or less put Henrik into the whole. It's a big machinery. This, being in a big band is there's a machine behind it, and so we put him in gradually into the band, and it was not until we started to record more or less the album that we actually asked him if he wanted to be in the band.
Yeah. It just kind of happened.
No. So he was already. I think that he already did 50 shows with us.
So he was already just part of Amaranthe.
Yeah, exactly.
So everyone's
there was just a question of formalities, actually, in the end.
All right. So, who would be a dream person for you to collaborate with? You have loads of people you've collaborated with over the years and toured with. Who would be your dream person to actually get in the studio and collaborate with?
To collaborate when it comes to songwriting, I would love to work with James Michaels, the singer from 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I think he's a tremendous songwriter. It would be cool to actually do something with Mikael Kiske, because it's one of my childhood heroes.
Yeah.
And to tour with, it would be cool to tour with Iron Maiden.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone just like, oh, I'd love to open for Iron Maiden. Just loads of people there.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and you've had loads of success offshores from your homeland, especially in America. You've hit America pretty hard over the last, especially with In Temptation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're going back now, and we start the tour 13th of May in Montreal.
Yeah.
And this is our third headline tour, actually, in the States. So it's going really well over there, and we're being played a lot on the radio as well. So it's really good.
So what would you say is the main difference between touring in, say, mainland Europe and then touring, coming here or going to the States? What would you say is the big difference? Is it the fans? Is it?
In the States, let's put it like this. In Europe, you're a musician. In Japan, you're a god. In the UK, you're a janitor. And in the States, you're, shimmer in everyone's eyes. It's a little bit of, different perspective in all these countries. But, like, in the US, it's really cool to be in a band. Mm-hmm. In Japan, you're a god if you're in a band. Mm-hmm. And in the UK, you're a janitor, as I said.
Yeah.
Because, like, musicians are worth nothing in this country.
No, it's getting kind of dire, especially.
Yeah.
Again, there was a music venue that closed in Manchester the other week.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, but it's like that. We have that kind of problem in Sweden as well. Like in Sweden, we have this thing we call the Jante law, where it more or less means that you are not meant to be better than anyone else.
Right.
And like here in the UK, for example, you dub people by the Queen. You get called, Sir, whatever, if you're in the Beatles or something like that. But no one has helped you on your way up to your career. No. But when you're up here, then everyone takes credit for your being from their country, and that's it's pretty odd that it is like that.
Yeah, it's pretty dire in this state of affairs at the minute. I can't stand it. Where would you say your passion for music as a general whole thing began?
I don't know. I listened to a lot of music when I was. I grew up with my mom and my grandma when I was really small, and my uncles, they were really into heavy metal music, and they were like 10 years older than me. So when I was 5, they were 15, and so they were the one that put me into the metal music and everything like that. I was actually a hockey player till I was 20 years old, and then I decided when I had a big injury that okay, I have to do something else. And then I started out music earlier, but when I was 20, I took the step that okay, I will do this professionally.
Yeah. So what would you say?
My biggest influences back then was Halloween, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Megadeth,
whatever,
and bands like that. Cool. I was one of them. Bon Jovi. I never ever listened to Guns N' Roses. There was one of the bands that I did not like, and I still don't like. My wife loves them, but
good stuff. I'm trying to think of first. So when you started going to concerts, did you ever go to concerts like a punter?
No,
you
never. Nowadays you can't do that either because it's getting hard. I actually admire my friend Herman Lee from Dragon Force. He came out to the show in London, And I admire him that he could actually be out in the audience, because like everyone puts the attention to him, you know, like, can I have an autograph, blah 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 blah. And that's the same thing when, you know, we go to concerts in Sweden. You know, you can never actually see the band if you don't have a backstage pass, because everyone comes, approach you and like, can I have your autograph, can I have a picture, can I blah 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 blah. I mean, not fun to go with your wife on a concert if everyone should, you know. No.
Yeah, there's a saying. It's like you can meet your favorite band if you have the money.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like that mentality, but at the end of the day, you know. Yeah, it is just that. Which is stupid. So, what are your further plans throughout 2015? Now, I know you're hitting the road touring. Is there any festivals in there?
Yeah, we do. But first, we do this tour. We already started. We did a sold out tour in Finland, like 6 or 8 gigs, 1,500 capacity venues. Was fantastic.
Yeah.
Then we're doing the European run now for 5 weeks. Then we're home for 3 or 4 weeks. Then we do US. Our headline tour, we bring Santa Cruz with us as well on the US tour, together with an American man called I Prevail.
No.
And then we come home. Then we do Belarus, first time ever. We do some one-off shows. Then we do the whole festival summer, free in September, and then we go back to the States again. So we're more or less fully booked the whole year, as always.
Yeah, cool. So you said Belarus for the first time. What's been your favourite country to tour in previously? Before, you know, because you got a lot of places you haven't done. But what's been your
I love to tour in general. I mean, like, I don't have any specific countries that are better than the other. I love the States, but that is more or less because every time we're there, it's sunshine. You know, I love to tour Finland because we have like the best fans there. I love to be in Italy because of the weather. But as I told you in the beginning of the interview, you know, being on the road is not as everyone thinks it is, because like I wake up, I open the bus, I see a door, I go in through that door, and there's a venue, and I'm gonna sit in that venue talking to people like you all day, have sound check, do the gig, go out through that door, sign autographs, go into the bus, go to the next place, and I will sleep. And in the morning it will be a semi-looking.
You're just looking through a door, and that's it.
Exactly, and that's it. So you know, it doesn't really matter which country you're in.
Because it's all the same.
It's all the same every day. Yeah,
right.
It's like going to your 9-to-5 job, but except that you're sleeping in a bus instead of you're home with your family. So.
Can't really complain about that. Anyway, that's a nice place to end things. So
yeah,
it's been brilliant. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the show later.
All right, see you later.